But look at this guy. This guy is like taking off. But this looks like a snake kind of place. Doesn't it look kind of snaky? It looks kind of snaky to me. We don't exactly know where we are going. In today's video, I am going to be visiting some friends of mine in a village that is a bit off the beaten path. I am going with a friend of mine that is right in front here. He's riding with another person. We hired a moto taxi guy to take us where we needed to go because we don't exactly know where we are going. What we did was we went to this town that is the town that's closer by, that's still on the paved route, and we asked one of the moto taxi guys, will you direct us and guide us to where this place that we're going. We're going to a place called Barrage. The major town that's nearby is called Magba. This person was willing to take my friend because I am not comfortable riding two up. So my friend met me in Magba, and together we asked the moto taxi man if he would be willing to take us toward where our friends are, the destination and the village where we're going. And I am following the person. I don't know where he's taking me right now, but I'm just trying to follow and keep up. Is out. I guess we're making a left-hand turn right here. Many people don't use blinkers. It's just you got to watch out for the hand. Now it looks like we are heading towards Barrage, whatever this road is that's going to take us to Barrage. My friend that's on the bike, he has actually been to Barrage before, although he told me he could not remember how to exactly get there. He said that when he went on the back of another motorcycle himself. He took a motorcycle taxi man, and he told me the route they took was pretty crazy. He said there's no way he can remember how to get to Barrage. But look at this guy. This guy is like taking off. This is his path. He knows exactly where he's going. All right, so the problem is with these motor taxi guys, they've been riding this path hundreds of times, but this is my first time doing it. So I don't know what's coming up ahead. And also I'm feeling the pressure as a new rider and a woman because I am a new rider. And even if I was a guy, I'm still a new rider. Women rarely ride where I am. And so there's always that extra pressure. I don't want to be like a drag on this guy holding him up. And so this is where you get to the point of what does it mean to ride your own ride? For me, part of riding your own ride is to have humility, and a willingness to take risks. You have to have the two. You have to have humility. Like, this is uncomfortable for me. I think this is pushing it a little bit too much. But at the same time, you can't be so closed off. I mean, you are on a motorcycle after all. You have to think, well, let me push a little bit to whatever level that you feel. So it's kind of like you're balancing, like I was saying, humility and the willingness to take some risks. Because if you really wanted to play super safe, you would not have gotten into motorcycles at all. But again, you still have to, have a little bit of humility to say, hey, this is probably beyond where I would like to go. Part of riding a motorcycle is pushing yourself a bit more than what you're comfortable with. Riding a motorcycle is like getting out of your comfort zone. But at the same time, motorcycles can be pretty dangerous. And it's good to know what is the limit for you. So as I'm going, I don't have a problem with pushing myself a bit more. But if this guy leaves me out in the dust, or if he has to go a lot slower than normally because I'm following him, I would feel like a dork. He may leave me in the dust, but he may also have to just slow down because he does have my friend on the back, and I feel bad if I'm dragging him down. But if I'm not comfortable, I'm not comfortable. And we're paying him to take my friend there. And I get it, this guy probably wants to get to where he's going. This isn't a leisure ride for him. It's not for me either. This is his business. He wants to get where he's going fast and quick. He doesn't want to sit here and wait on me all day. And I totally understand that. But at the same time, my safety is also very important. This is a one-time thing. It's not like we're doing this like every day. Once he's done with me, he can go back and do whatever he's going to do the rest of the day. With the whole riding my own ride, and riding in particular behind a moto taxi man where I know this is like his business, I have to kind of be okay with potentially being an inconvenience for him, even though that's not my intention. That is a different aspect of riding your own ride, at least in my context here. Because maybe if you're riding with your friend or riding with a new group, you don't want to be that person that's hanging far behind. But of course, this is a case where we paid someone. But anyway, wherever you go, whether you do push yourself or to stay behind, I mean, that is a choice. You have to ask yourself, are you going to like super push yourself and push yourself out more and more and more, taking curves faster? Or are you going to be on uneven terrain? Are you doing off-roading? Are you going faster than you normally would off-roading because maybe the people who you're falling behind, there's a lot more experience? And for me, I've made the decision that I don't want to do that. I want to be that person that's over pushing myself, or who's someone who's just pushing themselves because I don't want to be seen as a certain way. I don't want to be seen as too slow. I don't want to be seen as I'm not as experienced or I haven't figured out something yet. It's a fine balancing act, because I do believe you get better by pushing yourself, but that's a balance. The more that you push yourself, the more your risk adds up. And of course, the more risk you have, the more likely you can be hurt. And that's always a consideration for me. I normally would. At a certain point, I'm going right now about 60 kilometers per hour, which is about 30 something miles per hour on dirt. It's not like the end of the world because I'm going 60 kilometers per hour, I guess, or that I'm going roughly maybe 35 miles per hour. Now, normally I wouldn't go 35 miles per hour on this dirt road, even though it's graded. But since it is graded, I'm like, okay, if I have to do the calculus, I guess I can go a little bit faster. So that was a calculus I took at my risk, taking that. It's not like we're going like super fast over deep sand and mud. As I mentioned earlier, we're going towards this area that's called barrage, which means dam in French. It's a place where a lot of people like to come to farm because, being it's a dam area, aggregation of water, there's a lot of rich soil. You don't really need much fertilizer to farm. And then you have these communities from the northern part of the country that have came in. Some of them came in to help build a dam, and others and just stayed, and some of them just came in for the farmland. You have scattered villages. And being on a motorcycle, if I was coming by car towards the dam, I probably wouldn't be going this way, because at a point like this, you're getting more foot traffic and motorcycle traffic. Cars not going to be really driving on this at this point. I didn't really look at how to get here by car, but this guy knows all the ins and outs. He's taking me through these like neighborhood village kind of thing. As we're coming up on the forest, or I would say this jungle-like thing. It's not really a jungle. It just looks like a jungle to me. Look at it. Does it not look like a jungle to you? It looks like a jungle to me. Maybe a light jungle. I'm like thinking, whoa, this is definitely cars aren't going on this. The other thing that's going on, which I didn't think of at the time, are snakes. I really don't like snakes. And one of the things I think about when I get off of the bike, let's say for example, and I start walking in some grassy, bushy area, because if I'm not used to the area, my thoughts are going to be thinking, is there a snake here? When I travel, I sometimes have to go to the bathroom on the side of the road, and people here will many times use the bathroom on the side of the road. Like right on the side of the road. I'm the kind of person that I go in the bushes a bit. I'm not trying to do my business in front of everybody on the side of the road. I don't know. You literally have like women who would just like drop their skirt and drawers and all that kind of stuff and just start doing their thing like right on the side of the road. Now of course this is more often like when people like travel by bus, and there's not like rest areas. People just stop and just get off, and people just stay right by the bus, and sometimes it's at night, sometimes it's during the day, and they just do their business. I don't feel comfortable with that, so I just go in the bush. Now there is a forest cobra. I don't normally think about snakes when I do go inside, but this looks like a snake kind of place. Doesn't it look kind of snaky? It looks kind of snaky to me. And at this time I was focused on trying to follow this guy and to catch up and not be so far behind. I wasn't really thinking about snakes, but I found out since they do have a couple of snakes here. For example, there's this forest cobra, which is extremely venomous based on my research, and it could be on the ground, it could be on the trees. It's the most common venomous snake here. Another snake that they have here is a night adder, something like that. But anyway, thankfully I didn't see any snakes, so that's good. Anyway, we can see here there are some people walking along. Now, as we get through all of this, we start coming up into these cornfields and all that good stuff, and I don't know what this guy is doing. He's blocking this already very narrow route, and on the sides, it's like we're like this trough or this bowl. I guess you could say that the sides are elevated, and I'm inside the trough. And now this guy is blocking the way, and I got to get around this guy. So I'm not really used to all that, and I'm not that experienced of a rider. So for me, being newer, all this stuff is kind of newer. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go up on this little bank slightly in the grass to get around this guy. And all right, okay. So we made it out of the forest. This looks like we're coming onto some flatter lands, or at least some lands outside of the forest. And I'm really thankful because I didn't encounter any sort of fallen logs or anything down on the ground or something heavy that I have to traverse. I don't know how much further at this point that we have to go. We can see that there's farmland here, there's people around. The land it seems to be a little bit flatter. I will say that some of this has been a bit challenging. Now, as we're going further and further in, the terrain is not as even, and I have to have a little bit more concentration. In the beginning, it was nice, flat, and graded, but as we've gone on through all these different places, it's really been a nice challenge. I don't think it's been too much. This has been pretty fun to just have the opportunity to practice my off-road skills. This should be Barrage. I believe this is Barrage. As we're coming in here, this isn't just another village along the way. We should be pretty close as we get towards the end of our journey here. I mean, this ride, as I was saying, was so much fun. I mean, I really appreciate rides like this. It's not my first time really getting off the beaten path. I did, if you watch my Far North video, which you can see in the upper right-hand side. When I went to the Far North, it was on sand, which was another experience, was riding on sand for me. This is just rough, hard clay kind of roads. It's that slippery kind of clay. It was really awesome going through that little jungle forest thing. That was really, really amazing as well. I don't know the exact place of where we're going. I'm not sure if the bike moto taxi man was told exactly where we're going. I'm just still following along, hoping that they know exactly where they are going. This guy has to stop at some places to figure out where he's going. Oh, yeah, U-turn. For whatever reason, I don't know, I'm like really struggling here. I gotta practice my U-turns a little bit more here. They got down the road for me.
This is not the route I took last time.
Are we sure? That's a Barrage.
No, he knows the place.
Okay.
He knows the place.
Attends. Okay, I think he finally has figured it out after the second ask. You see these animals going down? I hope I don't hit one of the sheep. Yeah, I try not to hit one of the sheep. And you know, that's how it is for people who walk their animals on the side of the road this way. You know, whether it be here, out of the way, on the main roads where we have people walking, usually cows on the side of the road. But here it's got cows and sheep mixed together. Now, I don't know where this person is going. Driving in Cameroon is pretty much avoiding animals. I mean, that's part of the deal. You have to avoid a lot of things, and avoiding animals is just part of riding here and being used to it, whether you're on the asphalt, whether you're on the village place like where I am right now. You just got to be used to it. Finally, we reached this place, and my friend said, the motorcycle guy kind of gave me a compliment saying that he could see that I did know what I was doing. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a compliment. So he wasn't just like, man, that person you got following me is like, completely a dork. So at least I got he saw that I could ride a bit.